Hello everybody, it is Saturday afternoon, and I'm going to do a film about my life. People ask me about my background and what my childhood was like, and I'm going to comply with that. I hope, I don't know if you can see me or not, because my eyes are bad, and I can't tell if you can see me or not. Yeah, let me back up just a touch there. Here we go. Or back this up this way, just a little. I'll move that big lug out of your way, too. My big old jug I keep on me. So, I'll basically tell you what I can. There's some things I don't feel good about going into only because of just things I've been through. But I can tell you I've been through some trauma, but yeah, anyway. So, I was born on a rainy Sunday afternoon. Excuse me, my nose. Mom had a hard time delivering me. Oh, we have a baby. Excuse me, get off my porch, Kiki. Come here, baby. Hi, your family? Hi, your friends? Oh my gosh. This is my cat Snowball. She's in heat right now, so if you hear me meowing noise, she's in heat. You say hi to the friends? Say hi to the camera. Say hi to the camera. She's loving on me. Oh, hi, baby. Hi, little one. Look at this. Spoiled rotten she is. Spoiled, completely rotted. Here she is. Okay, I'll let you go play. I'm sorry. Oh, she shocked me. Sorry, I almost dropped her because she shocked me. We have a lot of static electricity around here, and she shocked me. But anyway, so they had complications with me, but it wasn't evident till I was about. See, how old was that mom when you noticed I couldn't see? About 6 months. About 5 or 6 months, I think. Mom don't remember. It's been so long for her, but she don't remember. But I think about 5 or 6 months. Nana saw was about 5 or 6 months, and they noticed I couldn't see. They were noticing that Mom knew when she was carrying me, but they didn't know for sure what it was. They just knew something was wrong. I was under lights for a while because I had jaundice real bad. I couldn't take Mom's milk because I was, for some reason, she just, I don't know. I had too much of her blood in me, so I couldn't take her breast milk because I would throw it up, so. Yeah. So, growing up, I, grew up in basically a broken home. My mom, was always there for us kids. My dad left when I was 6 years old, my real dad. The dad you saw in, my films has been my adopted father. And he's the best ever. To me, he is my dad. To me, he's the one who takes care of me. He's there for me. He understands me. He is what a dad should be. So, growing up, Donnie was never around. That's my dad's name. I was really sad because I missed having, the things people say, oh, my dad did this and this. I'm like, yeah, never heard that. But my mom, more than ever, made up for that. She worked hard. She took care of us kids. She did the best she could to make our lives happy. I had a sister named Bridget who died in October 16th of 2009. She was in a very bad tragic car accident, and it ruptured her spleen, and it killed her. And it's been really tough for me since that happened. I have 11 brothers. Well, no, 10, 11. See, let me think. Andrew, Ricky, Scotty, Joshua, Austin, Leon, Jimmy, and Richie. That's 8. And then my sister Pamela, which I don't know her. She's my half sister. I don't know her. Never saw her except when she was a baby, and that was when my mom was friends with her mom. Little did she know, Donnie was cheating on her. Anyway, so I didn't know her. She's college graduate. She went to Harvard. She had everything a child could want. She was very blessed in that because Donnie took care of her when he didn't take care of us kids. So, yeah. My brothers were in adoptive homes because their mom, they were half. Their mom didn't really care much about them. She was didn't take care of him. Served foster homes and facilities. Ricky, my second brother, was in a group home facility for a while because he had special needs, like me. And he was left in a car. His mother left him in the car to go to a bar and get some drinks. She left him, and he was 7 years old. He has a lot of medical needs. He has CP, seizures. If you hear that noise in the background, I just got it on for ambience because I hate silence. I try to cover up any TV noise in the background. Anyway, so she had, she left him in the car, strapped in, and because he couldn't move his legs or anything, he started to cry, and then he had a seizure. Well, this man saw him. God, I don't know if you can see me, guys. I'm really sorry. If you can see me, tell me, please. I really hate not being able to be seen if someone's trying to see me. He went through a lot. Like, he had a seizure that was 20 minutes long. The man saved his life. Later became his adopted dad. Faye lost her rights to all the kids, and so did he. Meaning my yucky biological dad lost all the rights to a couple other kids. They were in facilities, and then Ricky got to be adopted by a wonderful family. Excuse me. And they took care of him until he was 18. Then he got married when he was 21. And now he's got a past little kids himself, and he also is an adoptee too. He adopts kids too. So that's where my passion for adoption came from, was from my brother. My granddad was a wonderful, kind, loving hard ass. He was awesome. But he didn't play. He was not the type to take anything from anyone. He would not take that. If you didn't do your job, you got your behind busted. He was military. That's where I get my military standards from. It's because he was military. He taught us kids. Our grandparents helped raise us too. We would see them a lot on weekends or whatever. And the one that Papa taught me, the big things that Papa taught me were, make sure that you know that you're loved by God and that you're loved by your family. And he was a preacher man. And listen to him, baby. You're going to hear a lot of meowing because, unfortunately, like I said, she's in heat. He was an all-time preacher man. He could really preach the word of God. He had a battle with throat cancer, voice box cancer. They had to remove his voice box, and he learned to speak with burping air to get words out. He had electrolarynx, but he hated it, so he learned to do it without that. He was a wonderful person. He was a champ in his own right. My uncle, who was more like a brother to me, was awesome. He died, too. My grandpa and uncle both died. Grandpa died in 96. Uncle died in 94. So it was special to know that they loved me enough to be there for me like parents, My grandma was the most loving person, but she could also be a hard butt. But I loved everything about that because I knew that I would learn something from her. She taught me that gravy and biscuits are really good. She taught me that coffee is the best. And she taught me a lot. She was amazing. She died last year in April. It'll be a year in April. Knowing that, it's been really hard losing her, but I tried to stay strong and, excuse me, I'm yawning. I don't know why I'm yawning like that. I've already been awake. It's after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Anyway. She was just graceful and loving and sweet and gentle and kind and everything a grandma should be, she was. My Nana, Donnie's side, was a very nice and special person. She loved everybody. She was the most loving, gentle, sweet soul. And we sometimes stayed with her as well, and she would teach us stuff about how we used to imitate her. Me and my sister used to imitate her. Bridget would pick up a laundry basket and go, "We're going to Loretta's," which is my aunt's name. It was Loretta. She said, "We're going to Loretta's house." She'd pick up a big old she'd pick up a big old laundry basket and grab it, throw it on the top of the stroller, and just start pushing the stroller. Oh my God, it was funny. So I started going to the blind school in 85. I was 5 years old, and I was terrified of it because it looked like too big of a place for me. And when you're blind, big spaces can be a little scary. Before that, though, I went to a smaller special needs day school that was for special needs kids. And I had a love-hate relationship with that because I loved it because they had swings, they had a lot of really cool things. But I hated it because this one lady had this habit of wanting to do things that they knew would scare me or upset me. They had this teeter-totter that always terrified me because it would go back like, I'll show you how this did. Now I'm glad we're doing it on video because it would go back like this, like all the way back like that, and then flip forward like this. This is why I cannot stand to go backwards. I hate tilting backwards. Hate it with a passion. So, that terrified me and I cried a lot. Every time someone would tilt me backwards, I'd start crying because it scared me so bad. Mom didn't understand why it scared me, and I tried to tell her, but as little as I was, I didn't have the vocabulary for that yet. My parents didn't know I was autistic because back then autism was a thing where if you couldn't talk or you couldn't communicate at all, no eye contact, you're autistic. But later on in life, we started to know the differences in me and how it was. Hi there, Snowball. There she is again. So it got frustrating for me because I knew I was different too, but I didn't know how to explain it. So I started going to school for blind in 2005, and I loved it at sometimes I loved it, sometimes I hated it, because one thing that was a big obstacle for me was they had loud fans that go, and they blew a lot of air. They were loud. I still to this day, hate a very loud fan with a lot of air blowing through it. I don't know why. I don't know, but I do. I'm terrified of them. I just don't like them. They're scary. They're loud. They're annoying. So, I started going there in 85. God, my hair's a mess. Y'all, I should have done something with my hair. I didn't do it. So we started going there. I started to, learn about, like, white cane travel and Braille and stuff like that. And I couldn't say Braille when I was little. I said Braille because I couldn't say my R's very well. It came out Braille. When my nickname Rocky came into play, I said Wacky instead of Rocky. I started being called Rocky at 6 years old because people would say, "Hey, you're sort of like Rocky Balboa," because I was always a trouble solver. I didn't like people fighting and hurting each other, so I'd start biting them, not biting them, but whacking them. Hey, stop hurting her, whatever. So they started calling me Rocky Balboa. Or, one of my friends actually called me Rocky, Queen of the Angry Playground. So, I was not the best in school. I did not make the best grades. I didn't do well. I'm gonna be raw and real with you guys. They said it was because I had I hate this word. I'm gonna use a word I don't like. They said I had what's called profound mental retardation. Now, you guys are looking straight at, well, at least I hope Sorry. At least I hope you're looking at me. Do I seem, that way to you? No. They didn't know what autism was, except for people that would bang their heads, or bite their hands, or throw themselves on the floor. They didn't talk, they didn't, whatever. I was withdrawn at first, and I had severe drawbacks with food. I would not, for the first 6 years of my life, would not eat solid food. The first solid food I ever tried was pizza, and I loved it so much that I started eating it. Some blind people have drawbacks to certain things, like, with some people it's touch. For me, it's also touch. I cannot stand to crack an egg. I hate cracking an egg, and I'm going to tell you why. Because one time I cracked an egg, and there was a dead baby chicken inside it. I threw up so bad all over the doggone floor when I felt, the thought of it makes me cringe. So, that is gross and very cringeworthy. So, another thing I hate is touching anything slimy. I can't handle that. Or anything that's going to make a big mess. Anything gooey. Ooh, the bad taste in my mouth. So, anyway, there's a lot of sensory drawbacks. I still don't eat much sweets to this day. I don't like the way they taste or feel. So I don't eat them. Let's see. What else? Excuse me. Mom sounds like a trumpet. Anyway. They classified me as profoundly mentally retarded. They said that I probably would never be beyond the third grade level. I had a mind of an 8-year-old, they said. That I would never be able to really hold a genuine job. Excuse me, my cat, sorry. Or have genuine conversations with people that weren't centered around what I liked or what I knew. That's how pathetic the evaluations were at my school. Snowball baby, hush baby. Anyway, so the further I got in school, the more I hated it, because they would still say profoundly mentally delayed, developmentally delayed, profoundly. If I was profoundly mentally delayed, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. I wouldn't be performing in bands. I wouldn't be doing the vlogs I do. I wouldn't have the concept. I wouldn't be able to understand the concept. Owie. Anyway. So, further on in school, they started to notice a lot of, hyperactivity with me because I have ADHD. My actual diagnoses are ADHD, autism, OCD, well, a little bit of OCD, and epilepsy, and a eye condition called optic nerve hypoplasia. We thought, now this is how crazy it was. For all my life, I thought I had Leber's. Nope, it's ONH. And I just asked my doctor last week, I'm like, what eye condition do I have? Can you nail it down? He said, well, I'm going to tell you the truth. You have optic nerve hypoplasia, or known as septo-optic dysplasia. With brain damage from birth. I will admit that I do have a childlike mind because of my brain. Because of my type of autism I have, which is level 2. I do process things slower than most people do, due to my autism. Excuse me. I do have a set routine that I try to follow because I also have nystagmus, which is why my eyes move, which I hate when they do it. It drives me nuts. But, for people especially to see it, they know you can't. They know you have an issue when your eyes move. And I try really hard to hold that, keep it from moving, but I have also one muscle tissue in each eye, where everybody else has 3. I only have 1. I was tiny. I had breathing trouble. I had seizures starting when I was 2. I'm jumping around, sorry. But I had a love-hate relationship with school. I had a lot of good friends. I was not friendless in school, but there were people that were in the autism crowd like me. Like, they weren't in the popular crowd, like the most popular preppy people. They were, like me, sort of an outcast. People that didn't do the best in school as far as grades. People were there, and in a blind school, there are 3 different curriculums. There are curriculum 1, which is the real profound, very serious, can't talk, can't, whatever. Curriculum 2, which is the mild to moderate, which is me. And curriculum 3, which is, I know, I don't have any problems, I'm just blind. I can do whatever I can do myself, blah, 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 blah. There was a big rival in my school at the time where curriculum 2 hated curriculum 3 at one time because they were given every opportunity you could think of. They were given apartments when they were seniors. They were given special trips. They were given loads of things that we never had privy to. They were given home economics. We were never given that until my 8th grade high school. Or 8th grade school. I finally got home economics, but they were given the chance to stay at their home ec cottage. They were given all the amenities that we were denied. If you were curriculum 2, here's how they based it back then. And they still basically somewhat do. But you get more amenities now because we had to fight for that. If you were curriculum 2, you basically were a workshop and group homebound. You worked in supported living workshops. You worked in shelter workshops. You worked in assembly lines. You worked in stuff like that. You were not given the opportunity to work in any other place. You were told you couldn't. That no one would hire you because you were in a special education curriculum. That's basically how that works. So, it sucks because there were so many things denied to me. I remember once I was a junior and I said I wanted to live on my own someday. And this one teacher, some of them were very callous about it. They'd say, well, honey, you can't live on your own. You're mentally retarded. You can't live on your own. You need someone to be with you 24/7. You can never. It's always a you can never. And I never teach my kids that. I always try to make sure they know they can do anything they want. So school was really tough for me. I hated it. I loved it and I hated it. I wanted to go to public school. They said no because they couldn't deal with the blindness and the autism, or they called it the profound mental delays. So I dealt with school, hated it. It was love-hate. I hated adolescence. Adolescence was a train wreck, basically, for me. I dealt with seizures, a lot of seizures, and a lot of surgeries, and a lot of pain. I also have CP, so I had to deal with hip surgeries and a knee surgery. Not knees, but like my hamstrings, to fix my hamstrings. Yeah, ouch. A lot of those kids are curriculum 3 were given camping trips that we never got to. But I will tell you, oh guys, ew. Sorry, y'all are seeing this on camera. She's doing her thing on camera. I am so sorry. Let me try to reposition this. I don't want y'all to see that. Ew. Sorry. But one thing I did enjoy was Girl Scouts, and that was where I hit my niche. Because I love Girl Scouts. I really enjoyed it. I was a Girl Scout for many, many years, from Daisy all the way up to senior. And I stayed a senior until I graduated. Loved it. I mean, I really enjoyed myself. I wanted to be a leader someday. That was the dream, was I was going to be a Girl Scout leader. I was going to carry on the tradition that Miss Lawrence started. And unfortunately, I didn't get to do that because I didn't get to work at the school like I wanted to. The biggest influencers in my life as far as teachers and house parents were the following people: Lenita Wixon, Anita Williams, Margaret Regal, excuse me, Dorothy Martin, Judy Denning, Mrs. Kyle. I'm not sure what her first name was. Mary Kyle, that's right, Mary Kyle. Good Lord, Snowball, get out of there. Sorry. Miss Nan Sewell, a.k.a. Dowd, because she got married. Ingrid Bettis. Get down! Snowball, get out of that! Sorry. Miss Denza. She was amazing. I loved her. And Mr. Odom. They were the biggest influencers in my life. And Mr. Walker, too. Now, Mr. Walker, story about that, I had a crush on him. He was a rock star. He was hot. He reminded me so much of Richard Marx, the singer. Now, if any of y'all know me, y'all know I love Richard Marx, the singer. He is special. Get out of that stuff, cat. Sorry. I love hearing his voice. If I'm sad or hurting or angry, I can play something of his and it actually calms me down and gets me out of overload. I don't want to go into a big bunch of that because people are going to go, oh, you're a crazy fan. Oh, no, I'm not. But I do think he's special. He has gotten me through a whole lot of stuff. His voice and music has gotten me through loads of things. I can remember, and this is a funny little story. I'm going to jump around a lot. I'm sorry, but it just comes to me. I was 9 years old, and the album Repeat Offender came out, and I got it. And oh my God, that's an embarrassing story, guys. Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Oh, God, you guys are asking for it. I'm serious. So I had this doll. He was big. He was huge. I wish I could find him again. And I named him after Richard. He was with me everywhere. And I had... Oh, God. Oh, no, you guys. I'm so embarrassed. I'm about to say something I never told anybody, guys. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Ew. Okay. Let's try this again. Back in '89, I developed a humongous crush on Richard Marx. But it was more of a, he was my playmate and my best friend. I would have him with me everywhere. He was my bro, my big bro, my best friend who would always fight for me. In math, a lot of the teachers figured out a way to actually get me to do math. Oh, God, this is so embarrassing, you guys. Oh, I hate telling this story. Oh, but I'm going to tell you because I'm who I am, and I'm unfiltered. I have no filter. Nope, I don't. So, the story goes as this. Oh, God. So what they would do is, they would take blocks and say you gave Richard Marx 5 apples and you took away 2. How many would that leave you? And that actually helped me learn math. So when I met him in 2016, I'm like, did you know you helped me learn how to do math? He's like, huh? Because he didn't know the funny little thing that my school did. After that happened, I started doing better in my subjects. I started doing better, trying to work harder. Paying attention was always hard because I have ADHD. Meds didn't help, they just made me crazy. So we stopped doing the meds when I was about 11. I was on Ritalin. I was on Depakote for seizures and that. But yeah, long story short, a lot of medications for ADHD and seizures. But what they would do is they would hand me these cubes and say, well, okay, say you give Richard 5 cubes and you take away 2. How many does it leave you? So yeah, that's how they taught me math. I'm still sucky at math. I won't lie, I'm horrible at it. But yeah. So that's basically most of my childhood in a nutshell. I went through a lot of abuse. On my dad's side, because my biological dad did some things he shouldn't have, but he has repented for that, and I'm trying really hard to forgive, but forgetting is harder. I have always been like I am now. I've always been able to see some, but not enough to get in trouble, but not much. Yeah. Anyway, let me think. My grandparents always had trucks, and I love that because my grandpa had a black truck that he loved that was very special. I'm trying to stay close to here because Dad's coming through here, and our family doesn't. Watch out, Dad! Don't look. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically how our life goes. I grew up, I graduated in 1999, and I went on to TRC, Tennessee Rehabilitation Center, in Smyrna, Tennessee. Was there for over a year. It was okay. I love-hate relationship because they would still say, you know, she is moderately delayed. She has all these delays. Graduated TRC finally. Thank God. That place was hell on earth, but the only good thing about it I loved the most was the food was good, and you could get a soda anytime you wanted to in the cafeteria if it was open. You could go get you a soda whenever you wanted it. Love that. So that was the beautiful thing about TRC was you could get a soda whenever you wanted to. Just go grab a soda for breakfast if you wanted to, which I did every morning. It was a training center for people to learn how to do different jobs. You learn a trade, you learn that trade, you learn how to, do food service work. I was interested in daycare. They said, no, you're blind, we can't do that, blah, 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 blah. Which I hated. They put me in a program called Work Adjustment, or Jobs. You learn different trades. It's basically assembly workshop work, is what I called it. I called it the dreaded workshop from hell program, is what we all called it. Those who went to jobs, who know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean. The dreaded jobs program. So I did that for almost a year. Despised it the whole time because I knew I could do better than that. Got out of there. And moved to Fayetteville in 2007. Got married to a guy that he's still my friend. We were still great friends, but we just didn't work as a couple. Before that, though, I met Michael, who I told you guys about what happened to him, about my son Seth's birth and his stillborn. Well, he wouldn't have been if my placenta hadn't erupted, but it did, and he didn't make it. So yeah, that's basically my childhood. I loved music back then, still too. I still do. I started playing drums when I was 6 years old. Still do. I've always loved sound effects. I love household sounds. I don't know why, but I do. I love them. Love them. Why? I don't know. I just do. I love cars. I always like to watch my granddad work on cars. When Grandpa would be working on cars, I'm like, can I watch you, Papa? And he'd go, you want to watch me work on cars? Come on out here, watch me, baby. He'd let me watch him work on cars, and he'd let me hand him tools, and I'd ask him, "What's this tool, Papa?" He'd go, this tool is a wrench, or this tool is a screwdriver, or this tool is whatever. And he would tell me what each tool was. And I love that because I've always been a tomboy. Still am a tomboy. Always will be. I'm not a girly girl. I don't dress up super nice that much. Hardly ever. I just don't. I'm not. I don't know. It's probably part of my autism. I don't know. I'm just not a girly girl. I'm not. I don't wear my hair long. I used to. My parents used to make me do that. I hated it. So I don't wear my hair long. I wear my hair super short. I shave it sometimes because that's the way I feel. I like it like that. So yeah, that's basically about me. I've always had an interest in babies and being a mom. Watch it, Dad. I'm filming, so don't come too close, Dad. Anyway. So yeah, that's basically what my life is like. My mom worked a lot of convenience stores and restaurants and stuff, but she was a hard worker. And she's a good mom. And I thank her every day for what she does. And still continues to do now. There's she's playing with her ball. Hi, baby. Huh? What, Daddy?
You're leaving cereal in the bowl.
I didn't see any in. Okay. I'll try to rinse it out. Anyway. That's basically an overview of my childhood and all that. We had a lot of good fun. But anyway. Alright, guys. House is starting to get a little active, so I'm going to get on out of here. I'll vlog later. Hope y'all are doing well. Have a great one. Love y'all. Bye.